everyone, this is Rebecca Lohman. I'm talking to you today about the Jigsaw project, which was done by Erickson. I can't ever remember how to say his name. Basically the guy who wrote our textbook, which is kind of cool because I actually now have a face to go with the name of our textbook composer, which is kind of cool. Anyways, he came up with a theory about learning and how when we feel confident about ourselves in our learning styles and what we know, we are more confident in how we hold ourselves and how we present ourselves. So he developed this program called the Jigsaw program, or Jigsaw learning theory. And basically the bottom line is that in a classroom situation, instead of having the kids segregated out by you know the most, so you're going to be the top of the class, and you know the least, and you're the bottom of the class, and obviously kids feeling insignificant at the bottom of the class and not feeling confident in who they were and just continually holding a lower standard in the classroom, it forced them to become experts in a certain subject. So for example, let's say my classroom is going to be studying holidays and the characters that we associate holidays with. So Christmas would have Santa, Easter would have the Easter Bunny, Halloween would have a vampire, 4th of July would have Uncle Sam. And so we would divide it into like 4 different holidays and 4 different topics. And in these groups now, I would put 5 or 6 students in what we would call a group, just a jigsaw group. And in that jigsaw group, each student is going to be responsible for learning about a different part of the holiday. So if I'm going to choose 5 or 6 students to be in a jigsaw group, I'm going to have 5 or 6 different holidays with their characters. So I already gave you 4 examples, add 2 more. So if I have 4 or 5, I'm going to have 4 or 5 different characters that I want them to learn about. Each student is going to be assigned a specific character. Student A is going to have Santa Claus. Student B is going to have the Easter Bunny. Student C is going to be responsible for Uncle Sam. Student D is responsible for the vampire, and so forth for this particular subject. And then what I'm going to do, so basically it's about 10 steps that seems overwhelming, but truthfully, when you really break it down and you you utilize it in your classroom setting, it is so easy. You don't even know you've gone through 10 steps in a matter of 2 minutes. One step is to divide your groups. I already did that. I already told you I divided my groups into 4 or 5 kids because I already picked my topic, because I already gave out my 4 students their topic. They're going to just talk about holidays to begin with. Ooh, I'm so excited. Christmas is coming up. Ooh, it's Valentine's Day. I got Cupid. Ooh, I've got this. I've got that. Let's talk about what a holiday means. So as a group, a jigsaw group, they're going to talk about what do holidays mean in general. What is exciting about a holiday, all of that. Then after that, I'm going to break the groups up into what I call, or what is called, the expert group. The expert group is all of the Santa Clauses are going to go to the back corner. All of the Cupids for Valentine's Day are going to the back, to this corner. Oh, all of the, Uncle Sam's, all the vampires, all of Santa Clauses, we've already gone through that. But everybody's going to get divided out into their expert groups. So whoever you were assigned, you're going to go to that group. That group is going to pick a leader, and they're all going to sit together, and they're going to learn the same information. They're all going to pick what it is that is the most important thing they need to take back to their group to share. Basically, kind of like what we're doing right now with our projects. I am teaching you about this jigsaw group. I am becoming an expert on this jigsaw program. You're becoming an expert on whatever part of learning that you are becoming a part of or learning about and sharing with us. Each one of us is responsible. We now have the knowledge. So then after you guys have taken that time and you've gotten together in those groups, and now you go back, and now you're back in your big jigsaw group together, or your cohort or your classroom situation like we are, we're now the experts. we are the ones who get to teach. We're the teachers. It's taking that responsibility of learning upon yourself, and now you get to share the wealth with somebody else. So each person then presents what your group has decided is the most important information about Santa Claus, about Cupid, about Uncle Sam, about the vampire, those kind of things. It is what we've deemed in our expert group the most important information you need to know. Unfortunately, my expert group is me. So in a situation where it's supposed to be a group, I'm your expert. So anyways, it's been really kind of an enlightening situation, especially because I work in a classroom. This has actually been kind of fun for me to learn because it gives me ideas of ways that I can take a teaching time. Harrison learned through this experiment that kids became more confident in themselves, little by little, because they were given the credit for learning. They were given the credit for presenting. They became an expert on a topic. They became an expert on a situation. It made them confident in who they were and their presenting skills. And by doing so, those kids at the bottom of the class became the middle of the class. And then they became the top of the class, along with their other peers who were always at the top of the class. Because as they got better, the class saw them better. And it balanced them out, and it made them equals. And that's basically what the jigsaw theory, the jigsaw learning theory was about, was creating a confidence level and a confidence ability that put everybody on the same level of understanding. Nobody was technically better than anybody because they all had worked together to share the same information, but also because they had all become experts in certain topics and made them responsible for teaching. And it was no longer a competitive situation where they were competing to be the top of the class, but now they're encouraging each other to share the wealth and to share the knowledge. And I'm just really excited because this has been a really enlightening project for me. And I'm really excited to share that with you. I've made sure to attach with this video the actual experiment and the actual interview with Harrison that was done, the YouTube video, just because I wanted you to see and understand through that what I got a chance to understand. I really misunderstood it at first. When I first read it, I thought it talked about segregating kids out. And I was really like, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to make kids feel any worse. But the more I delved into it, the more I really got to know it, the more videos I watched about it, and the more I understood. It's like, no, we're not separating kids out. We're not making one feel worse than the other. We're bringing them together, and we're giving them the opportunity to be responsible for each other's understandings and for each other's education, which made them feel more responsible and put more effort in. And I really hope that as you guys have gone through this, even through my example of how in this class or in other classes that we've had where we've been divided out into groups, where we have been taught, given an article, we've been asked to research something, and then present a video, I really hope that you understand that that's basically what this whole jigsaw learning theory is. It is about putting us at a level of being the teacher for you, for me, and for each other, and making us responsible for each other's learning. I really hope that you enjoy the little segment that I'm going to attach at the end of this for you to enjoy. And I really hope that this is kind of giving you an understanding of what the Jigsaw project is really about. Thank you.